Hi, and welcome to episode 21 of my series about the Pyara region, a fakemon region inspired by Pakistan. In this episode, we'll wrap up our look at Pyara's gym leaders, and show off a bunch of Starise forms too. Following on from the previous episode, your 5th gym challenge takes place backstage at a fashion show. Your task is to dress the Pokemon set to feature in the show in outfits that reflect their personalities, which you'll discover by navigating the various dressing rooms and battling gym trainers. Each gym trainer will either give you an accessory when you defeat them, or offer to trade for an accessory you already have, so you'll have to use your battle skills and your sense of fashion to complete this challenge. Once you've dressed all the Pokemon up, you'll get to close out the show with a battle against Pyara's 5th gym leader, a Tropa. This poison type specialist puts the super in supermodel, and is modelled for designers across the globe, including the Kalos region's Valerie and the Ormate region's Mona Chroma. She's even taken an interest in a certain up-and-coming designer from Lumio City. She takes her role very seriously, recognising the influence she has over what people wear, and by extension how they express themselves, and tries her best to encourage people to embrace their inner truth. This extends to her choice of Pokemon. People can often find poison types scary and off-putting, but Atropa tries to highlight their charm points through her fashion shows and battles, inviting her audience to find beauty in unconventional places. Atropa's battle will teach the player about, what else? The poison status condition, inflicting it through moves such as Toxic and Toxic Spikes, and exploiting it through abilities like Merciless, and moves like Venoshock and Hex. Status effects are something that most players are pretty intimately familiar with, but Atropa's battle would show some extra depth to the mechanic. Keen-eyed viewers may have been able to guess Atropa's ace from her outfit, Kazilisan, but she'll Starise a different Pokemon, Roserade. Starise Roserade reimagines Roserade as a dashing knight, with its hand bouquets merged into a large shield, and one of its thorn whips reworked into a sword. Roserade's wish is to be even deadlier. This new form increases both the intensity of its toxins and the grace of its moves, allowing it to easily overwhelm its foes. Once you defeated Atropa, you'll earn the Venom Badge, which represents your ability to bring out your Pokemon's inner beauty. Before we move on to the next gym, here's another Poison-type Starise form. This is Starise Bincognito, which reworks Bincognito's garbage can into a garbage cannon. Bincognito's wish is to be able to defend itself better, and there's no defense quite like a good offense. The noxious gases that are built up inside Bincognito's can, enhanced by cosmic energy, let it shoot powerful payloads of rubbish onto its foes with tremendous force. Right, on to the next gym. Your next gym challenge will take you to the Pyara region's famous salt mine, inspired by Pakistan's Kerawa salt mine, with the gym also functioning as an attraction for the mine. The gym puzzle is a maze, with the walls of the maze being constructed from glowing crystals. You'd use these crystals to navigate the maze, reflecting the light into mirrors to activate switches to open up new routes for you. Of course, it wouldn't just be light puzzles, and you'd also have to fight gym trainers as you make your way through the labyrinth. But once you reach the centre of the maze, you'll get to fight Pyara's 6th gym leader, Rohan. This rock-type specialist is a master jeweller, with an eye for detail that makes his work some of the most sought after in the world. His pieces have even travelled as far as the Alola region, as some of the Kahuna Olivia's accessories are Rohan originals. He's very devoted to his work, and can be a bit fastidious and awkward in social situations, but he cares deeply for his community and shows that love through his craft in both jewellery and battle. It's believed that his skill as a jeweller also gives him a unique affinity for rock-type Pokemon, allowing him to understand them at a deeper level and bring out their full potential, just as he polishes and cuts stones into beautiful pieces of art. Rohan's battle will teach the player all about defensive strategies, including the defense boost granted by Sandstorm, the protection granted by screens like Reflect and Light Screen, and the way that defensive boost can be used offensively through moves like Body Press and Stored Power. This would be kind of a puzzle boss, encouraging the player to think of ways to damage the opponent outside of brute force, or ways to get around defense buffs such as critical hits. Rohan's ace is Pyaran Golem, but like Atropa, he'll Starise a different Pokemon. This time, it's Sudowoodo. Starise Sudowoodo reworks Sudowoodo's branch arms into full trees, and adds some fake foliage on its head. Sudowoodo's wish is for a more effective disguise, and this new form upgrades its deception by disguising Sudowoodo as a whole forest rather than a single tree. And when the jig is up, Starise Sudowoodo's newly embiggened arms can also deliver a powerful punch. Once you've defeated Rohan, you'll earn the Gem Badge, which represents your dazzling brilliance. If the past few gyms were a bit stressful, this next one might be an opportunity to let your hair down, because it's at the club. Your gym challenge takes place on the dance floor, where you'll have to move around the illuminated dance floor in the right way to complete different patterns, fighting gym trainers as you do so. Think the Sutopolis gym puzzle, but instead of cracking ice tiles as you walk, you're changing the colour of LED tiles. Once you've successfully strutted your stuff through each level of difficulty, you'll get to fight Pyara's penultimate gym leader, Musa. This psychic type specialist, also known as MC Muse, is all about spreading the good times. His music has an almost supernatural ability to resonate with its listeners on a deep spiritual level, and many clubgoers have left Musa's dance floor having made major emotional discoveries. Some people speculate that Musa has latent psychic abilities, but he insists it's just the transformative power of music working its magic. Musa is also a skilled disc jockey, able to remix and mash up songs from wildly different genres to make new, exciting tracks. Particularly enjoys remixing the works of other gym leaders like Roxy, Rhyme, and Piers. Musa's battle would teach the player about Trick Room and Psychic Terrain, with the team composition split between slower ones to start with and faster ones for when the Trick Room runs out. Trick Room is a pretty important part of many competitive teams, and I think the penultimate gym battle would be a good place to introduce more complex strategies. Musa's ace is Mendiva, but the Pokemon heal Starise is Alakazam. Starise Alakazam reinterprets Alakazam's design to be more of a wizard, reworking its moustache into a great big bushy beard and merging both its spoons to form a big staff. Alakazam's wish is to enhance its psychic abilities, and it uses this spoon staff as a sort of psychic antenna, amplifying its powers to tremendous degrees. Starise Alakazam can form a complete telepathic bond with its trainer, allowing them to be fully in sync while battling, and can even see into the future and anticipate its opponent's moves before they even think about making them. Once you've defeated Musa, you'll earn the Vibe Badge, representing your ability to maintain perfect harmony between you and your Pokemon. Before we get to the final gym, here's one more Starise form to show off. Meet Starise Milotic, which reworks Milotic to channel Botticelli's painting The Birth of Venus, reinterpreting Milotic's tail into the scallop shell Venus stands in. Milotic's wish is to become even more beautiful, and this form makes Milotic breathtaking enough to completely rob its opponents of the will to fight. If that's not enough, Starise Milotic's iridescent scales allow it to catch the light and dazzle its foes, literally and metaphorically. Okay, time for the final gym challenge. Hopefully you're still in the mood for some grooving, because this challenge takes place in a dance studio. To complete the challenge, you'll need to match the moves of the gym trainers in a little minigame I imagine would be somewhere between Parappa the Rapper and the Emotional Spectrum practice minigame from Tulip's gym in Paldea. After each successful dance, you'll face off against a gym trainer, and once you've proved yourself on the dance floor and the battle floor, you'll face Pyara's final gym leader, Malia. Originally hailing from Nimbasa City, this fighting type specialist was hired by PokePR Studios to add a little Unova flair to the studio's various dance numbers. She did such an amazing job that she was asked to stay on permanently, and her prowess in battle soon caught the attention of the Pokemon League, who offered her a second job as a gym leader. Malia is deeply passionate about both roles. To her, dancing and Pokemon battles are important modes of self-expression and ways of life. She works hard to bring out the best in her dance crews, her Pokemon, and even her opponents, which means she won't hold anything back in her battle against you. Malia's battle would teach the player about speed control and momentum, slowing down your mons and speeding up her own, and using moves like U-turn and parting shot to disrupt the player's momentum. Speed control and momentum are essential parts of competitive play, but they're also more complex concepts to get your head around, so Malia using them in her final battle is the ultimate test of the player's understandings of the mechanics taught in the other gym battles. Malia's ace is Sparkritary, but the Pokemon dual Starise is Hawlucha. Where regular Hawlucha is based more on the classic image of a luchador, Starise Hawlucha reworks the design to be more in line with modern masked wrestlers, turning its cape-like wings into baggy trousers and emphasizing the arms and legs more. There's also a very slight sprinkling of avian figures such as the Garuda and Aztec Eagle warriors in its design, playing up Hawlucha's more bird-like qualities. Hawlucha's wish is to be an even better performer, and the cosmic energy coursing through its body allows it to move as fast as the wind, performing incredible acrobatic feats. Once you've defeated Malia, you'll earn the Rhythm Badge, representing your ability to move to your own beat. That's all for this episode, and indeed that's all for Pyara's gym leaders. The question for today's episode is, if you were a gym leader, what type would you specialize in, and what would your gym challenge be? Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time, where we'll be tackling the Elite Four.